Cheaters. Every single game has them, almost, basically, majority. The speedrunners of like every video game ever, and almost every online game, and almost every game in general. This obviously includes majority of rhythm games, at least every single one that I can think of. Osu had Cloudiful, Geometry Dash had Space UK, and Clone Hero, well, like, I guess you can say Shmooey, but there's so many names that come up in these conversations. And unlike other games, though, I feel like cheating has totally ruined the competitive scene of Clone Hero. And as a top player myself, which I will not take any argument on me holding that title, this game has been ruined by cheaters. I started playing personally August 2021, so my knowledge on cheaters starts there. If there were any prior, I'm not sure. I don't really care. With this comes an extremely competitive scene, though, and depending on the type of community you're in, you might not even be able to tell. And by that, I'm talking about like maybe you're a Jared viewer, maybe you're in Shmoo and Jew, maybe you're a random that's just in the Clone Hero community Discord. But what I would classify as the underground top player scene, which video soon by the way, it is extremely competitive no matter who is posting their scores. And with this comes a desperate fiending to improve. And people will see the recognition others get when they post FCs, and they'll want to have the same, but a lot of them don't have the skill for it. And maybe they want like a really good first ever FC, or they want the motion or the credibility that comes with being a good player, and most will grind for years to get to this point. The best example I have for someone like that is probably Carney Jared, and no, I'm not trying to glaze him, but low-key everybody else close to him in skill in the top 10 has either cheated before or has a lot of cheating allegations against them. And this motherfucker been playing for like not exactly two, but almost 2 decades at this point, and he's like at the top of the skill tree. And there are also kind of the opposite, except not bad. There are prodigies that play this game for like a fraction of the time and get really good. And my best example is Gorilla. He was at the skill set a year into playing this game that a lot of people can't even reach after playing for a decade. And seeing people like this makes some people jealous or self-conscious, etc. And everybody wants to be the best at something, so some of them resort to cheating. Most notorious, y'all probably know Shmooey. He got caught for speed hacking and splicing his FCs. He would slow down the songs with cheat engine, so he was playing at like half the speed, and he would just speed it up in editing software to look real, and he would record his hand cam over it. And splicing, he would FC into a song, and then let's say he misses, but he would edit out the miss and splice the footage of him FCing that part in the video and onward. And so then it looks like it was just fully FC'd. And if y'all don't really understand the cheating methods I just said, I don't really want to get too sidetracked and elaborate on them too much, but these are popular methods. You can find more about them in like literally just one Google search. But he was caught due to poor video editing and inconsistencies with the game speed and the hand cam. He was the best player, he was very respected, and had a shit ton of motion. So much aura, and in just one video all of that was gone. And there have been similar situations, but when people found out, like for example Ornej was FCing songs at 90 and then speeding it up, they were pretty pissed off. And a couple more that I don't really care to elaborate on, but y'all get the point. As I've said before, one of the reasons people cheat is because of jealousy, and a great intro into the real hook of this video and the most damaging cheating method by far. Player who I unfortunately have to talk about is Friff. He's a terrible person. However, he was the best player before Shmooey faked his way to the top, but when Shmoo was the best, Friff couldn't keep up, so he decided to get in a guitar that included software overtap. And for those who don't know, overtap is when your guitar inputs twice or more times on one press. Every guitar overtaps, but it's minimal and it's random. The random part of it is very important, and the software Friff was using made it not RNG, it was a constant. So he would press, for example, red once and it would hit 4 times. So it's basically a macro. I say basically, but it is literally a macro. And this was the first instance I know of software overtap, but if I'm wrong, then let me know in the comments. And the thing about this was, how would anybody prove this is software unless they dig through his PC or he admits it? The way he got caught was by admitting it, and the excuse can always just be like, it's not software, it's just my guitar. and nobody can prove otherwise. It is so difficult to prove that it is software overtap instead of hardware overtap. But at the beginning of 2023, the software AutoClone was made public on GitHub, and this is an overtap software, and anybody that had an Arduino could use it. So easy to download and use. This is not a fucking ad for AutoClone, by the way. I'm just saying how easy it is to get your hands on this. Clone Hero doesn't have an anti-cheat, so it can't detect this. There was an old Clone Hero client that could. I think they detected AutoClone, but that got shut down, so wow. And this very moment, in my opinion, ruined the Clone Hero competitive scene. And there are signs occasionally when people are using it, but it's always just speculation. Like, I personally have accused so many people of using it, but have any of them admitted? Have we found out any of them? No. It is so extremely difficult to prove the use of it, and this can turn your guitar from normal to like the literal best guitar in the world, which like sounds good, but it is literally cheating. It is being used by so many people in the top 100, and people don't even know. And with the meta being tapping, which by the way, I like this being the current meta, don't get me wrong, but it is so hard to determine what is real and what is fake. What even is the use of playing if there are a ton of unknown cheaters at this level of play? Like, how can you compete against this? You can, of course, make the argument, well then just play for yourself, don't play for others, but I disagree. If y'all know me, of course I would disagree. I know people have varying opinions, but I try to play to be the best. Top 1 is so far away from me, but my goal in the game is to be number 1 and keep improving, and I think y'all should be too. If you are a top player, or even if you're a bad player, it should always just to improve. And it is so difficult to determine the good people and the bad people when it comes to like overtap. When I started playing, the people who got shunned were the spammers, me, and everyone talks so much trash about that. But now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad people don't yell at spammers anywhere near as much anymore, but no one cares about spamming, or at least majority of people don't. It's all about the software overtappers. There are so many people cheating this way that they are like the new focus. It's not, oh, you spammed, you're bad, you suck. It's, oh, you software overtapped, you're bad, you suck. That is how prevalent it is. And I'm about to get real hypocritical real quick, so don't at me, but this is why more people need to stream. There is like no way that somebody abusing AutoClone, like highly abusing AutoClone, wouldn't have a slip up at some point during a stream. And the Clone Hero section on Twitch has about 2 good players a day on average, Jared and Ryan, and the rest is just low skill. And even if you're not good, I still believe in streaming, but it's just, I'm kind of talking to top players, like, y'all need to stream. The competitive side of the game is just so dead because of all the cheaters, and it low-key sucks. Like, I used to have mad fun. It was so lit back in 2022, even when I was garbage, but now it just sucks, bro. This game will never be the same unless there's an anti-cheat added, and hopefully they add it in with the leaderboards, but I haven't heard anything about that in the next update. And if they don't, then GG to leaderboards, because that's what they're going to be filled with. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment if you like this form of video, and if you did like this, then give me more video ideas that I can make that are like this. And yes, I did finally ask y'all to leave a like. I know it's crazy, right? Also, in the comments, I have a Google form for the top 10 Clone Hero FCs, top 10 best FCs of all time, and I'll give the results in my next video. I don't know, it's just a way to like see the community's opinions on things. So yeah, anyways, peace, motherfuckers.